Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are talking January favorites. Now, full disclosure, I already started filming this video and then got irritated with it, and so now I'm filming it again. So I have some swatches already pre-done, so we'll just talk about it as I go through. First up, let's talk about this. As you know, if you have been watching my videos, I've become a fan, surprisingly, of liquid lipsticks, specifically the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. I have 3 shades. Rebel Rose is one I have been wearing a lot this month. I've been experimenting with putting gloss over it, which, FYI, I've been mostly playing with the NYX Butter Gloss. Looks really great. And it does work, but it feels quite gloppy because it doesn't really break the lipstick down, as in it makes it patchy. But when I put specifically the NYX Butter Gloss over top of this, in the shade Creme Brulee, if you were wondering, it all kind of melds into one. It stays put, it fades evenly, but it does feel a little bit heavy. So if you are wondering about putting a gloss over top, you can just be aware that it'll feel a little bit heavy. This particular shade might be one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. It is Oh My Dolly from the Liquid Catsuit collection. It is similar to my other, where is it? I'm sitting on it. That's helpful. It's similar to my other favorite lipstick of all time, which is Matte Orchid from Milani. So I have these both swatched out on my hand. This is Matte Orchid from Milani. This is Oh My Dolly. So you can see Oh My Dolly is a little bit brighter, a little bit more kind of neon. Matte Orchid is certainly bright, but it's got a little bit more of a blue tone to it, which I think brings it down just a notch. But they're both really beautiful. I'm loving this, surprisingly. It does feel, when I bring my lips together, it feels a little drier than the other lipsticks, the other Liquid Catsuit lipsticks I have. Or it's just more noticeable that it's dry, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable on my lips. It doesn't really feel like much of anything. So definitely, I'm so in love with this. Let's talk about the other 2 swatches that are on that hand. So those are 2 of the NYX Prismatic, NYX Prismatic shadows. So I have 3 of these, but I've really been playing with these 2. This is Punk Heart and Fireball. So you can see them swatched out there. Punk Heart is the purple, Fireball is the orange-y color, coppery color. I'm wearing that today along my lash line, kind of like a liner, blended out with a little bit of some different brown eyeshadows. Love both of these. I have been slowly filming my entire makeup collection in kind of sections. If you are subscribed, or maybe you've seen one of those videos, you will know. And through the course of going through my whole collection, I'm being reminded of things that I would like to use more, which is part of the point of me doing that series in the first place. And that is why these are a little bit more in my rotation. Love Punk Heart to do kind of a cool, colorful, smoky eye. You can do the same thing with Fireball also. They're really great shadows, really pretty pops of color, or they can be worn by themselves. I highly recommend checking those out. Along the lines with the collection overview, I was reminded of how awesome this NYX Retractable pencil is. Just generally, I have a few colors. My eyeliner video is absolutely up, actually, because I just uploaded it. This is the shade Gold. I am wearing this today in my lower waterline. I don't know if it will be picked up on camera, but really smooth, creamy, easy to work with, lasts really well. It's just a fun way to mix it up. So instead of doing a black or a flesh tone in the waterline, throwing a little gold in there can be fun. This is a great base for under other eyeshadows. I just really like these pencils, and I have some really pretty colors that I definitely want to utilize more. Also on my face, I won't talk about this too much because I've talked about it a lot. The Essence I Heart Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. Wearing it today. This is just one coat. Love this. Can't stop using it. I have a few other mascaras, but I always just reach for this one. I love it. You will love it too if you like full lashes, a lot of oomph, don't mind, possibly a little bit of clumping. It is a pretty wet formula, so if you don't mind that, then you will love this, especially for the $5 price tag. Okay, next up is the new Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Concealer. I have it in the shade New Light Ivory. Just kidding, Light Ivory. This stuff is awesome. It's just awesome. Grab it. If you need a concealer, grab this. Great. Creamy, easy to work with, covers really well. This is a great shade match for me, and I think they have a pretty good shade range. I will put however many they have here somewhere. It's vegan. It has 0.29 fluid ounces in it. My Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer has 0.16 fluid ounces in it, but this is a heavier, like even just holding the packaging, this is a much kind of heavier, thicker formula. Not in a way that makes it obnoxious to work with, but just compared to the very fluid formula of the Urban Decay. So I think that might be why, because this definitely seems like a much smaller package. But I was surprised when it was so much more, according to the packaging. But I think it's because it's just a heavier formula. Another thing I have been using almost every day, actually. This is the e.l.f. blush palette. It's the dark version. I love all of these e.l.f. quads. They are great. I have the light and dark version of the blush, the contour. I have decluttered the illuminating palette just because I didn't really use it, but it is great. Especially in wintertime, I think I really gravitate towards, well, I have been gravitating towards these kind of darker, richer, earthier tones of blushes. It's just a fun way to play. I've been on a bit of a blush kick. I've really been enjoying kind of a more 80s placement for some reason, where, you know, I kind of start the blush here and blend up and forward a little bit rather than putting it on the apples of my cheeks. That's what I did today. I am wearing this shade right here. I've really been enjoying these two as well. Haven't been using this one as much, but it's still a beautiful color. It does have glitter in it, which is probably one of the reasons that I haven't used it that much. I have swatched these out on my hand. So this is the shade that has the glitter in it. Although, to be fair, I don't really see any on my hands, so it might not translate as much on the face. This is the shade that I'm wearing on my cheeks, and these two are the other shades. They are beautiful. Really easy to blend, but very pigmented. I have to use the lightest hand possible, and even then I still sometimes have to go back over with my foundation brush just to blend it in a little bit more. I would love to know if any of you are deeper skin toned, if you tried this, what your experience is like, because I clearly don't. So I don't know. I am gently assuming, you know what they say about assuming? Not a great idea, but I'm gently assuming that these are more heavily pigmented so that they, you know, have a chance to show up on deeper skin tones. But all of those e.l.f. palettes are gorgeous, and this one I've been digging this month. All right, one thing I think I'm probably going to get rid of is this Wet n Wild Cushion Highlighter. I mean, I love the packaging more than anything. It's a pretty highlight if it works for your skin tone. It is very icy pink. I can't imagine that this would last too long, either just with the amount of product in here and whether it will dry out or not. But that is kind of the initial shade. I have found that this is actually quite a natural looking highlight. It doesn't, I'll swatch it out on my hand in a second. Let me get this closed. So you can see it there. You can wear it heavy, but to make it blend into your skin, it ends up being quite a natural looking highlight, at least on me. It's not shimmery. It doesn't have glitter in it, which I actually really appreciate. But I just, unless I'm only going out to run to the store and I need a little glow or something, I don't find that it lasts long enough to really be worth it to put on at the beginning of the day. You know, an hour later, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, where's the highlights? So I think I can declutter that and make room for all of the new lovely highlighters that I want, like the e.l.f. baked ones, or NYX has a couple of new ones that I'm like, I want all of you. I'm not gonna, because I don't need to. Okay, and that is it. So I hope that you enjoyed this little rundown of some things I've been loving this month. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, smart remarks, leave them in the comments section below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.